I joined the Marine Corps for, well, I'd like to say unorthodox reasons. Basically, I had a friend that told me one day when he needed a ride over to the recruiting station. I told my friend, okay, I'll give you a ride. To which he replied, you might want to just stay inside the car though, you're going to get recruited. And I said, that's not possible. I am way too strong-willed. There's no way that's going to happen. 1 month later, I was in MEPS, and then a month after that, I was staying on the yellow footprints. When I stepped inside the office, and I was able to talk with those recruiters, I found that there was a lot of things that the Marine Corps was able to offer me. The Explosive Ordnance Disposal job field is a master of nothing, jack of all trades. You can't learn everything that is required for you to learn, because at the end of the day, you're going to forget the stuff you learned in January when it's December. It's going to be time to relearn it again. And that appealed to me greatly. I enjoyed the challenge every day of coming to work as an EOD technician and having to figure out new problems, find new solutions to things that people haven't seen before, or deal with new situations that people haven't dealt with before. The idea that I'm going to get something new, something different, I'm always going to be learning, truly appealed to me. Explosive ordnance exploitation gives us a deeper understanding of all these ordnance items. Anybody can read the publications on many of these ordnance items that we carry in our library, but everyone within our community agrees that a deeper understanding is always gained by taking these things apart and understanding how they function, how they work, what makes them safe. Another really important part of the explosive ordnance exploitation process is being able to inert items that we see out on our ranges on a day-to-day basis. This not only gives our EOD technicians a better understanding of the inner workings of the fuses, but actually helps us to understand the components of the item. For example, we have an AT-4 projectile that was just recently inerted. This item, if you look at it like this, yes, we'll not find it out on the range like this, but we will find it in pieces. And there are different pieces of this item that, when put together, actually make this projectile. Going down the item, we have our tail fin assembly, which we can find these around. And there's a hazard within this tail fin assembly, as in this tracer element. And then one final thing that we have that is actually a big thing for a lot of new explosive ordnance disposal technicians is the fusing for these items, which actually is found within our tail fin assembly. This thing is made out of a clear plastic, and more or less, if you see this out in the ranges, there may be an idea inside of somebody's head that this is not an ordnance item. This gives us that training ability to show people, if you see this, this has a live detonator inside of it, is not something to be messed with. A uniting characteristic that I've noticed with a lot of EOD technicians in my time is that we are an interesting bunch because of the way that you have to think about this job. You must always be flexible in your way of thinking, but at the same time, there's always going to be an eccentricity to a lot of EOD technicians. You learn in general that when you tell somebody you're going to go do explosives work, it takes a very interesting person to say, that's a good idea. I want to go play with that. And when you start talking with these individuals, it's not just a kind of insanity. These are some very intelligent and skilled individuals. When you meet a lot of these people that have these very different personalities, that kind of tends to draw other people along. And for me, some of the people I talked to really drew me into the program. I enjoyed the thought processes that they had behind what they were doing. And I enjoyed the fact that it always appeared that there was some thought process. And that these were, while very strange individuals, experts in what they do.